QVR was kind enough to send me 5 packs of their crochet human hair in the color 1B3613 and 16 inches. Now, personally, I was not a fan of that 613 and I decided it needed a little bit of toning. So I did use some box dye to tone it. I'm going to show you guys how I did the toning process. The first color that I'm going to be using is this Revlon dark ash blonde. The process here is not going to be complete. I so happen to lose the end file, but I will show you again with the second color that I'm going to tone the hair in. But basically what you do is you take the box dye and you just dump all of the color in a bag, and then you put your hair in there and then you dye it. Again, I'm going to show you guys how the process works with this color right here. This is the second color that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the light golden brown color. Again, doing the same thing, you're taking the contents of it, but this time I'm not going to just dump it in there first. I'm going to put the hair in there first. So I'm going to take the hair out of its pack, but keep it around the twisty because I wanted to keep it together. What I did was I took 3 of the packs and made it the ash blonde, and then 2 of the packs I made it the chocolate blonde. So as you can see, this is what the hair is looking like. It's giving more of a ramen look, and I don't want that ramen look. I'm going to take the gloves that came in the box dye, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I colored. So you place the hair in the bag, and then you take the hair color that you mixed, and you're going to pour it on the hair. So just like this. And then also you're going to take the conditioner that came in there, and you're also going to put it in there. We're just going to put everything that was in the box in there. Don't worry, it will color. Also excuse the lighting, it was a cloudy day, so some frames are darker than others because the cloud is passing and then the sun is out. So now that you have the hair in the bag with the color, you're just going to go ahead and massage that color in. I only did it towards the end where the 613 was because that's where I wanted to tone it down a little bit because I just didn't like the way it was giving that ramen look. So I'm only using it on the end. So you don't necessarily need 2 boxes. You can use 1 box if you want to, since you're not coloring the whole thing, but I wanted 2 colors. And as you can see here with the dark brown, it's already, not the dark brown, the dark blonde, it's already coloring. Then you're going to take those 2 bags and set it to the side, and this is what the final look is going to look like. It looks way better than what it looks like prior with that ramen look. It looks very toned. Now onto the hair, we're going to take our mesh cap because whenever I do crochet, I always use a mesh cap on my head. Now I wanted to give myself a versatile look by having a middle part and a side part, and I kind of have that in my locks. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to braid this one section of my hair where one side is going to be the middle part and then the other side is going to be the side part, and then I'm just going to braid the other pieces, tuck those away, put into 2 ponytails, and then put my cap on top. What I love that's so unique about this crochet is that it comes with like this thread slash kind of wire type in the middle, and what that is about is so that when you're actually tying the crochet in, you're not getting that knot. It's giving you a knotless look, which is brilliant. And you're gonna see how seamless it is when I show you guys the after. But right here I'm taking the light ash brown and then the dark blonde, those 2 colors. I always say brown, but it's blonde. I'm taking those 2 colors and anyway, I'm mixing it so that it has a highlighted look. And another pro about having the thread is that it's easy for you to just find the sections that you need to crochet. I do want to put a major disclaimer out there to just be very careful when you're separating the hair. I think because I did wash the hair prior with, because I did have color in it and I had to like rinse the color out and everything like that, I was moving it around a little bit too much where some pieces of the thread did get tangled. If that's the case, just make sure that you're taking your time to detangle it. There are some times where you're not able to get that tangle out, which is fine, and I'll show you guys me taking that piece that I wasn't able to detangle and just make it into like one piece. So it's totally fine if you can't get it, but please be very careful when you're trying to separate the pieces. Right here I'm just looking to see how full it is. I still have 3 packs left. Now it's time for me to take one of that ash blonde and the chocolate and split it in half. So I'm taking one ash blonde and I'm taking one chocolate and I'm splitting that in half in order for me to have that highlighted look. And now I'm gonna fill out the front piece of my head. I kept admiring how pretty this hair is. It's so gorgeous. Like, look at that. I love the fullness of it, and I'm not even done and it's giving me this full look. So just, you know, just ignore me just admiring this hair so much. Just like, wow, I'm not even done and it just looks good. It's starting to look like it's growing out of my scalp, but we're gonna make it look so much better. Don't worry, don't worry. Now we're gonna work into the part area that I was telling you about, making sure that I had my side part and my middle part. So for the side part, I'm trying to go as close as possible to where the parting would be, to make sure I'm covering it. And then after I go along the line of where the side part is gonna be, then I'm gonna start filling it in. And then I'm gonna flip my hair over to the middle and do the same thing, making sure that I'm putting the crochet as close as possible to the middle part of my hair, and then filling it in. Don't worry, once you are done, then you can go ahead and just fill in pieces that you missed, but I'm just showing you guys just how I did that one area so that I can have a middle part and a side part. And right here, I'm showing you guys how it's tangled, and I'm like, you know what, I can't even do it, and I just crochet the whole thing. So yeah, you might get a tangle here and there, but just again, just make sure that you are being very delicate with this hair. If it tangles, if you cannot get it out, then just go ahead and just crochet the whole thing, because I mean, you're gonna put it in your head regardless. So now that I'm looking at it and it's looking like it's grown out of my scalp, I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to cut the net. So I'm gonna cut where the parts are going to be. So I'm gonna cut the middle side first so that I have that area, and then I'm going to cut the side piece. Please, please, please be careful when you're cutting your net. You do not want to cut your hair. So I'm just being very gentle, pulling the net up with pulling my finger underneath, so I know that I am not cutting my beautiful precious locks and I'm only cutting the net. So I'm doing that with the middle, and like I said, I'm gonna do it to the side. Now I didn't cut the net all the way back, just where I want my parting to be. That's where I cut the net. See, just right there. And I know you can see the net back there, but don't worry, we're gonna fill in those pieces. And now I'm gonna flip over to the side part now, and I'm gonna cut that. And if you're wondering, Tommy, why are you putting a net over your hair when you crochet? I like to put a net in because it helps fill in the spaces where my parts would be on my regular hair. So having a net on top of it, I can crochet on top of the net, and also it helps protect my hair. I have fuzzy locks and I don't want the crochet or the thread to like mess up my locks. So having everything tucked in with the net on top just kind of helps. Right here, like I said, what I'm doing is I'm doing quality control. I'm going over to areas where I need to add more crochet, and I'm going ahead and I'm filling in those spaces with the crochet. And as you can see, as I'm actually making the parts, you just see like there's like no knots. Like, I love it. Sorry to stress it, but I've never dealt with crochet like this, and I've crocheted a lot on my channel and I've never experienced this. And I also love the fact that this is human hair because, one, I was able to color it, so that's pretty dope. Now it's time to go ahead and frame my face. So I learned my lesson from the previous video where I cut too much of my bangs, so we just did a little. So I just took a little piece of the front of my hair to cut my bangs, and then I'm gonna start to frame my face, making sure that I'm not cutting too much, because once you cut it, it will not grow back because it's not your hair. So I'm framing my face, and then after I frame my face, I'm gonna go ahead and define these curls because this is human hair, so why not define the curls? I'm using a spray bottle and with just some water. I didn't actually add any conditioner in it, and then I just used my detangling brush and I just brushed the hair, and look at how smooth it goes. Like, seamless, like a seamless brush. Like, super impressed with this hair. And it is so genius to do crochet human hair, because if you love crochet hair and you want to keep it as long as possible, you can definitely do that with human hair. Like, you can wash it, obviously you can dye it because you saw me dye it in the beginning. It's dope. To define my curls, I just like wrap my finger around the end of it just to make the curl a little bit more defined. But yeah, If you guys are wondering how long I personally am going to keep it in, I'm probably just going to keep it in for a couple of weeks because I do have other videos that I need to do. I actually kicked myself when I realized like I should have just made this into a wig instead of actually crocheting onto my head, because it stinks when you have other videos that you have to create for your channel and you have to take this beautiful style out. So if you want to know how to make a crochet wig, I definitely will link a video showing you guys how to do it. Right here, I'm just showing you guys the final result on how it looks like it's growing out of my scalp. This is my hair. Like, no, I took my locks out, I colored my hair, this is my hair. Now, if you want to make like the frame of your face look like you have like little baby hairs growing out, what you do is you just pull a little bit of hair out of the crochet, just a little bit of hair, and then you take scissors and you kind of like cut it down a little bit, and that would give you like that kind of natural look, like it's growing out of your scalp, if that makes sense. So I'm just showing you guys just how I did my hairline, and I did the same thing to the middle. I also teased the middle. I don't know what's going on with things that I'm filming not being filmed. Like, I know I pressed record, but I cannot find the file. But I did tease the roots a little bit to make it look a little fuzzy. And then with these, I'm just taking little pieces of hair and I'm just cutting it so that it looks like baby hairs, but not like gel down baby hairs. Like if your hair is curly, you have your curly baby hairs. That's the look that I'm trying to give. And I think it looks really good. Like, it looks really good. This is the first hairstyle I did. I just put this little headband on. It looks really cute, and I have the little curls just framing my face. Or you could try a different look where you do not have the headband and you just have it just a middle part. And I just, look at how fluffy, and I feel like Shakira. Like, I feel like Shakira with this look. I feel bonita with this look. Like, it's so pretty. And I keep showing you guys just how natural it looks. And now I'm going to show you guys how I did the side part. And look, I could just boop, pull it over to the side, and now I have a side part. And look, it's looking good. It's looking seamless. It's looking mwah. I love this hair so much, guys. So I would definitely say the pros, this is human hair. You can color it, you can keep it in, you can style it. The only con is be very, very careful with the thread. You want to make sure that when you are actually, if you're going to wash it and everything like that prior to putting it onto your head, that you're very careful with that thread in the middle. I'm giving you guys a view of what it looks like in the back. It looks like it's growing out of my hair. Crochet what? Crochet what? Like, beautiful hairstyle. QVR, thank you so much for reaching out to me again and sponsoring my video. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers this year, so please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.